Hello friends all, wherever and whenever you find this video, I'm very glad that you're here. I very much appreciate you, those of you who come to my channel, and especially those of you who come back in spite of it all. So I'm Olivia, and I'm here to read your tarot. I hope that when you're here, you find a reason to come back. I hope that you find something special here. I hope that you feel like coming back. So give me a minute. I'm going to pour us some coffee. I'll pour yours first. If you would rather have something other than coffee, go ahead and pause the video. Here you go. Pause the video and you can take some time and go get yourself something that you'd rather have. I know not everybody's a coffee drinker, but here the coffee is hot and you are loved. So let's shed some light on this dark night. Okay. All right, we are going to be using the Everyday Witch deck, which is lovely and fun. It's a tarot deck, and that's what we're going to be doing. If you didn't know already, this is a tarot reading for you. If you don't know how to do a tarot pick a card, it's okay. Just follow along with the video. It's easy to do. Relax and have fun. It's a nice way to talk about things. You know, a picture, what is it? A picture says 1,000 words. And they certainly do. So I certainly won't, well, let's just keep going, okay? We're going to be doing short little 3-card readings. In fact, I'm going to start doling those out right now. They're going to correspond with these pens that I have up here, which we'll call card toppers, okay? Some people like to pick their group, which is great. And some people just like to follow along and just do the whole video, and that's fine too. Some people will actually listen to a whole playlist because it helps them sleep. I'm so good with that, you just don't even know. I like it. All right, we're also, everybody is also going to get a Healing the Mind and Spirit card from this deck. It is Brian L. Wise, MD, who does this deck. Let me straighten these out so that you can have a chance to go ahead and figure out if you want to pick what you'd like to pick exactly. We are doing unintentional ASMR, which is why I have my dangly bracelets and why we have our box here, so that it makes nice sounds, nice pleasant sounds for those who enjoy that sort of thing. Okay. All right. Also, I want to remind you to stay till the end because we will be doing charms. We're going to throw some charms, and that will kind of help bring things together, okay? Make it even better. Okay. So, if you would like okay, let's see. 3-card readings. Where am I? I want to make sure I tell you everything that you need to know before we get started. So these are general readings. Don't make life-altering decisions or choices based on this or any other video. Pick a card, and remember, you're the master of your universe and the creator of your destiny. If you would like a reading for me, look for that information in the description of this video, not in the comments. I usually have listed my Keen information, and that is a service that I use. So please feel free to pop on that link. You get 3 free minutes when you do. I can give you more free minutes once you're able to talk to me. Okay, let's get started. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe to my channel if you want more, and we'll get going. Okay, if you need more time to choose, and let's go ahead and name them. Let's name this one the, gosh, is that, I think it's a Dandylion. So Dandylion is the first one, although that is kind of Ruby-esque. We're going to call it a Dandylion. This one, I am not sure what to call it, so we're just going to call it another flower. Okay, dandelion, flower. This one will be the leaf. So creative. And we'll call this one the butterfly, because that's what it is. All right, go ahead and take your time and pick your pile if you want to pick a pile. You don't have to pick a pile. Pick a pile of peppers. Pepper. Remember that? Peter Piper picked the pickled peppers. Okay, so if you need more time, pause the video. I'm going to have a little sip of coffee. Oh, goodness, that's good coffee. It's really good coffee. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. We are going to start with the dandelion. The ruby dandelion. Oops. And before we turn those over, let's pull your Healing the Mind and Spirit card. Now, of course, these cards were made by a therapist, but they have some good affirmations. There's some I don't necessarily agree with. That's okay. I don't have to agree with everything. I don't agree with all the tarot cards. And you don't have to agree with anything either. You don't have to agree with anything. You can be a contrary if you want. Okay. Let's see. I have hope, but I do not have expectations. I do not have any expectations. Hope is fine, but expectations can lead to disappointment. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So let's just have this affirmation be, I have hope, okay? And we'll put that dandelion right there. And let's turn over your other cards here. So we have the Two of Swords. We have the Moon. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. I'll make sure everything's focused here because these cards are a little bit, they're just so beautiful. I want you to see them. Okay, so let's look and see what we have here. I might be reading, in fact, I'm probably going to read from the book about the moon. Because the moon is such a complex card. Okay, let's get started. The Two of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Wheel of Fortune. This is telling me that you are probably having a choice that you're making, or you have a choice to make. Not everything, you can't know what's going to happen before it happens. Sometimes you can, but in this case, the Moon is saying there is something secret here. There's something that's not yet meant to be known. Okay, but things are going to turn out just fine and just like they're supposed to. But like I said, I want to read the Moon card and our Everyday Witch, the Guide to the Everyday Witch Tarot. So let's look up the Moon. I keep passing it. Here we go. The Moon. Go ahead and howl at the moon. You know you want to. So yeah, oftentimes these cards will have, here, let's just read. A large full moon fills the night sky, and the silhouette of a witch wearing a black hat and riding a broom can be seen crossing in front of it. And then there's more description of the card. The mood is mysterious, half wild and half tame, much like our own spirits and the moon itself. Things to consider. The Moon card often indicates a time or feeling of uncertainty. Have you been restless or torn between two paths? Again, we've got the Two of Swords and the Moon being torn between two paths. Here's the thing. It says, according to the book, perhaps now is the time to choose which aspect of yourself will show its face to the world. If you've been having nightmares, perhaps your subconscious is trying to send you a message. Make sure you're listening. So yeah, the Moon is about intuition. I don't usually consider it as to be something of nightmares, but since that is something that came up in the book, I think that is something to consider. With the Wheel of Fortune here, what I see here is whatever choice you make, it's going to be the right choice. So go ahead and decide. do one or the other. Okay? You're going to be fine. Have hope, but be careful about those expectations. So oftentimes things don't look exactly fine until they are, okay? And when we have expectations and they don't go exactly the way we want them to, sometimes we can't see the success that we are having because we're lost in what we wanted to happen. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's your reading. Be sure to stay tuned for the charms at the end, or you can skip ahead. I will have timestamps in the video, and we are going to move on to our next reading. And that would be this flower here. Thanks to my sister-in-law who donated that. That was my beautiful mother-in-law's in her jewelry box. She passed, oh gosh, so much too soon for me, that's for sure. Even though I divorced her son, I never divorced her. I had the most beautiful mother-in-law, and still do. I still believe she's around when she needs to be. Very wonderful guide of life. She was a nurse. She graduated high school when she was 14 and became a nurse by the time she was 16. Okay, here's our, whoops, nope, we can't use this. We're not going to use this card because that's just about Brian L. Wise. Put that one aside and we'll draw another one. Ooh, this is a good one. My life has always held a deep meaning and a profound purpose. You are not here by accident or by some coincidence of nature. My life has always held a deep meaning and a profound purpose. That's a good affirmation and meaning. Write that down. Say it to yourself in the morning in the mirror. Let's see what cards you have. The Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Star. Okay. So, let me take a deep breath and just kind of be with this for a minute. You know, sometimes I forget what I even tell my students, and that is, you know, I've been reading cards for a long time, and sometimes I draw a blank, and that just means I need to take a breath, calm, and look again and start at the beginning. So the Two of Pentacles. This oftentimes is a decision about money, or sometimes it's about actually having enough money. Now, I didn't say not having enough money. I said having enough money. Now, if you're seeing this card and you feel poor, that's okay. Do you have any unknown accounts or any old accounts that you need to close or draw upon? Do you have anything, do you have some Bitcoin? I found an account where I had some Bitcoin that I had actually purchased without realizing it. I was buying it with points or something like that, okay? So with this card, it may be a struggle. It may be a juggle. But you have the money to juggle. You have the means, all right? It may feel tight. It may feel strict, or you may be having to be creative with it. But still good. All is well, okay? Here, the Ace of Cups is actually a gift of love, okay? Love of some kind or another. It doesn't have to be anything terribly specific, but just know that you are loved. With the Star, as above, so below is the motion that she's making with her hands. Our lives can be as heavenly as heaven is, or as dark. So, but this particular card, the Star, my nickname for her is the Star of Hope. And that happens to be the name of a shelter. I think I mentioned this in another reading just recently. A shelter in Houston, Texas that has helped so many families. It's a shelter for families, not just men, not just women. But has definitely been a help in my life as well with my family. My life has always held a deep meaning and profound purpose. So hang in there, guys. There's hope. That's basically your message. You're loved. There's hope. You actually have enough, even if it doesn't feel that way. And your life has profound purpose. So don't give up just yet. Don't give up just before the miracle, okay? All right, let's move on to our beautiful leaf pen. I'm going to have another sip of coffee. Did I say I appreciate you guys? Did I say that yet? Because I do. I think it's really cool that y'all are here, and my intention is to be here for you as long as you're here for me. And you are. You're bringing it, man. You guys are bringing it. Okay. Let's see what we have for you. Reach out with love and compassion to help others without concern for what comes back to you. Oh, very good advice. Let's see what your affirmation is. An affirmation is something that you'll say, write it down, say it to yourself in the mirror for a couple of mornings, see how that does. I truly understand that real love asks for nothing in return. Let's see what your cards are. The devil. The devil. Ooh, that reminds me of a poem by E.E. Cummings. I think it's called The Devil. Ooh, the devil. Ah, no, it's not. I don't remember. It's called His Twist by E.E. Cummings. Knight of Pentacles and the Empress. The devil, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Empress. Well, very nice. Okay, very nice. Okay, I truly understand that real love asks for nothing in return. With the devil, it does seem like you are struggling with your demons. It could be addiction, but I kind of think in this case, you know, you see the money symbol there, so for some of you, it might be that. But I'm getting the feeling in many cases, especially with these cards here that are coming along, and this card here, that it has more to do with a codependent relationship, or a relationship that's not necessarily helpful to the both of you. Yeah, so just kind of put that in your pipe and smoke it. My dad used to say that. He did not smoke. So Knight of Pentacles and the Empress. So understanding that love asks for nothing in return, and with this devil card right here, and we're talking about relationship, this is something I want to say. Even the most loving of relationships can sometimes be toxic, and what I mean by that is if it's taking too much out of you and you're not able to focus, then there's something wrong. It's very important that we keep ourselves balanced. And I moved the location of this card, but we'll move it back. It's important that we stay balanced in and of ourselves, especially in relationship, because if we lose ourselves in relationship, it diminishes our actions in the world. It diminishes who we are and what we're supposed to do. And you have this Empress card, so that means you have a lot of people to take care of, or you have a lot to do. You have a lot going on. You have a lot that you are going towards with this Knight of Pentacles, and you need everything you have to get here or to become, okay? So in this case, we don't need to, we can love unconditionally and still take time for ourselves. I'm trying to think about how to talk about this without pointing out anyone in particular or making someone feel like I'm talking about them. I'll just tell a story about myself real quick. I'll try to be quick. I have a daughter that I love very much, and I love her unconditionally. However, there are times when she can be very, very draining. She's an adult, and she's safe and sound, and that's important. But sometimes I can turn off my phone or block my phone, even not block it, not block her number, but turn off my phone in order to protect myself when she's feeling particularly vitriolic. Which happens. She actually does have well, anyway, there we go. And it can be any of you girls. All my daughters watch this. we don't know. Okay. All right, I did say too much. I thought I was going to just talk about myself, and then I brought my daughters into it. That's just an example. Just an example, guys. Sometimes we can be drawn in to somebody's drama because we love them, and it's not something that's healthy for either of us. Let's go ahead and see what we have here if you chose the pearl butterfly. Okay, love is the energy that fills the universe. Love fills every cell of your body, every atom of your being. I remember that only love is real. Death. Queen of Cups. And Ten of Swords. Okay. And don't be scared about the Death card. Especially with these little readings here. They're really not intended to speak of big things in life like death. This is, see, there's two doors. Death is about beginning and end. It's actually a rebirth card as well as a death card. That's something to keep in mind with that too. We have the Ten of Swords there, and you see that this woman has 10 swords sticking out of her back. We see here the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups gives an offering of love, especially from Spirit. So you are loved. Okay, this is a really powerful reading, and so what I'd like to do is like give you a little idea of what I think is going on here, and then I'm going to read in the book about the Death card because that's what I want to do. Okay, remembering only that love is real. Now, with the Ten of Swords, what I want you to realize is that you may have 10 knives sticking out of your back, and one of the things I tell people when I see this card is to watch your back. But actually, you've already got the swords sticking out of it, right? So it's a little late for that. But see, she's not dead; she's still alive. And one of my great teachers reminded me about the chakras and how she likes to think of this as the different points of your chakra. When I see this card, the Ten of Swords, what I like to remind people is, yeah, it hurts. Yeah, you're down. Yes, this is bad. But you're making it. You're still alive. Okay? And in this picture, she's reaching for her broom. You're gonna be okay. In the Rider-Waite Tarot, the person on the ground with the 10 swords sticking out of their back is making a sign with her hand that I'm okay. You have the Queen of Cups on your side with an offering of love. Remember that only love is real. This Queen of Cups, I really like that she's near the ocean. Because I think of the ocean as the womb of life, which brings me to thinking of our Creator and that kind of love, agape, the love of a person for God and God for that person, and that person loving God's people. And let's look up death here. Which, like I said, that means rebirth. And when you go through something as dramatic and tragic as this, you have the Queen of Cups to carry you through. You will have a death and rebirth, okay? That doesn't mean an actual death, okay? So, but let's look it up. Let's see what we have here. Okay, it's going to take me a sec, apparently, to find this. Here we go. Don't panic. The death card doesn't always mean actual death. In fact, it's much more likely to indicate the death of something, such as the end of an era and the beginning of another. We often have to let go of one thing to make room for something better. But that doesn't mean that the process is always pleasant. No, 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 it is not. A bad relationship dies so that you can find a better one. You lose a job that is sucking the soul out of you. These deaths hurt, don't they? But when you look back on them later, you will do so with gratitude because they freed you to move on. It's okay to mourn, but don't forget that death can also mean rebirth into something wonderful. Okay, let's go ahead and do the charms. But first, I want to mention that this particular pen to me reminds me, it has a lot of grandmother energy for me. So if you're feeling like you needed a message from your grandmother, and then that might have been the answer for you. All right, here are my charms. Oh, we already had some pop off. Where'd they go? We're going to have to bring this up here. Okay, I am going to bring up my tray because I really should have had this up here before I started mixing. I'm sorry if I'm going in and out. Okay. Just going to mix them up first. All right, I'm going to close my eyes and turn my head. Okay, let's see what we have in the focus heart before anything. Coffee. Nurturing your soul. That's what that's all about. Okay, what else what is this? I can't even really tell what that is. Okay, I think it is a monkey on a branch. Okay, and then we have a ladybug here. Oh, look at that! And we have this little doll earring. We had this in the last reading that I did, which I think says that it's okay to pamper ourselves. It's okay to make ourselves look pretty. Okay, that's what's in the focus heart. A monkey on a branch, or is it a squirrel on a branch? Let's just say that this is someone that's getting back to nature, someone who's enjoying being in a tree, basically, okay? With the ladybug, this is someone, ladybug eats aphids, which eat roses. So this is just about appreciation of beauty. And again, we have appreciation of beauty here and actually pampering oneself. I did notice that the safety pin was kind of somewhat in the focus heart when I first threw this. So this is all about, it's actually a safety pin. So it is about safety, but it's also about, well, you know, I got this funny tingle on my tongue, and it's telling me to tell some of you to safety pin a note to yourself somewhere about something in particular that you want to remember, or safety pin a note. I don't know. It's something you do with little kids, right? But I just got that little tingle on my tongue. Okay. 4 is a number that might be significant to some of you. It's a good foundation number. It's a solid number. It says things are on good solid ground, okay? And then we have Hello Kitty over here. We have the blue stone. We have a feather, which we had other feathers down there too, which can often mean talking about, I'm going to have a sip of coffee, taking flight. Going ahead and going on about it, going ahead and taking that leap and jumping. We have our little red fish down here. To me, the red fish symbolizes Jesus Christ because it's a fish. It just does. The fact that it's red makes me think of love. The fact that it's a fish coming from the ocean, that also makes me think of the womb, the ocean. Now here, what's in here? Donuts. So this is about treating yourself. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. And then we have a book. What's the book? Jung's Biography by Blair. Good book. Excellent book. Very thick book. Haven't read it all. Read a lot of it. This is about the subconscious. Well, not really. Jung talks a lot about the subconscious and the collective unconscious. So let's talk about the collective unconscious. That is a place where our consciousnesses come together. Our consciousness collective comes together and has... So this is why I can read these symbols. I'm reading symbols because they're universal. It's something that our minds are more in tune to pictures and objects than actual words in writing. So we also have a little gun with a silencer over here, which to me symbolizes focus and silence. Not necessarily a violent shooting, but it is like shooting a target, going for that target. And using focus and silence. Don't be talky about it. Just focus and get through it. Okay? Oh, what else do we have here? The feather. Did we talk about that? Taking flight. We did. Oh, the Hello Kitty is nurturing our childlike spirit. And this little drop right here, sometimes I think of it as a teardrop. And here, close to the childlike spirit, I want you to think about your inner child and really possibly even do a little exercise where you... let me tell you a little story real quick. Yesterday, I saw a little girl in the courtyard playing. I happened to be sitting up on my porch. You know what? I'm not going to tell this little story. What I'm going to say is talk to your inner child. Visualize your inner child. Look at a picture of yourself when you were tiny and think about something that you would have liked to hear from somebody and maybe didn't. Okay? And then tell yourself that. Tell that little child that. That's you. Each time you speak to yourself in a kind way as you would to a small child, okay? All right, I think that's what I have for us today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like button, subscribe if you like this video. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to hit that notification bell because that will let you know each time I upload a video. Thanks again, guys. I love you.